Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm coming at you today with a little bit of a Call of War guide. As you know, I've been making shorts about my rounds that I've been playing. I'm not going to get into what Call of War is. I'm assuming that you already have a basic understanding of it, and this is basically going to be more of a, we'll say, an intermediate guide. I'm going to be talking about today, like I said, this is someone who knows the basics of the game but doesn't understand really the depth of the game yet. Because when you really break it down, and part of the reason why I enjoy it so much is it's really it's more complex than you would notice. So basically, what I'm going to be looking at today is I'm going to start with naval units, and the reason why is there's not a lot of different units. There's only about 5 naval units, so it's a good place to really look at this firsthand and see. But the basics of the game really is, and when you look into it, everything basically has a strength and a weakness, or a counter, if you will. So, like I said, we're looking at naval units today. So you've got, pull them up here. So you've got a destroyer, a submarine, a cruiser, a battleship, aircraft carrier, and then transports, which aren't really, they're not really naval units. But so the strongest ship is going to be a battleship. But then you've got, for example, a battleship. Its strength it's really just a strength, and it's got a range attack. It can bombard land. But a battleship is a very good example of, despite its strengths, it's very weak to submarines, and it's like a sitting duck to a submarine. So like I said, you really want to look at this card and really look at each individual line, because if you just look at it, you'd see, 13. It can attack at 13. Well, it's not just about that. Like I was saying, a submarine is very strong to a battleship or a cruiser. Those units are very weak to it. But then on the other hand, you've got a destroyer. Well, a destroyer, its strength is, look at it, anti-submarine. So we go to versus submarine, pretty strong, right? 8.6, whereas a normal ship, it's 2.5. And this carries over. And then we got cruisers. So I don't have a cruiser nearby. Here we go. Here's one. So a cruiser strength is, well, it has a ranged attack as well. It's not very strong, and it doesn't go as far as a battleship, right? Because you got to look at each individual unit. But its strength is its anti-air, so it's almost similar to an anti-air gun. Why is this important? Well, you have naval bombers, but so, for example, for a plane, it's 8, but then look at submarine, 3. I think that's better than a battleship, but its strength is anti-air. So then we look at an aircraft carrier. Well, aircraft carrier doesn't really have. They're very weak. They're really not for attacking. They're really a mobile airfield. They're really just for using planes. And then we look at a plane. What is a plane's? So then, for example, the plane would be very weak to a cruiser. You don't want to attack a cruiser with a naval bomber, because it will get damaged very quickly, and it's just not good. So, here we go for a ship, 9.5, defends at 4.8, and then everything, it defends and attacks differently. But then you have versus a submarine, it's 7, which I don't understand how a submarine can damage a naval bomber. That doesn't make any sense to me. I think that's something that they should fix in the game, because yeah, you get it. But then you look at this, it's very weak to buildings, right? So now we're getting into the depth of air units, which, I'll leave that for another video. This is very simple to start with. But yeah, so you go through destroyer, weak to submarines, strong to submarines, not really. I'd say its weaknesses, it's not really good for attacking other ships. A cruiser has the range attack and anti-air, very good for that. It's kind of an all-arounder, but it's weak to submarines. Battleships, again, battleships are the strongest, but if you just look at, oh, what's the strongest unit, that's not going to get you anywhere, because if you just have a bunch of battleships, well, when I go and make a whole bunch of submarines, I can take out all your battleships pretty easily. But so its strength is its strength really against all other units, and then its weakness is submarines. Aircraft carrier, weak to submarines, really weak to any ship. But it has the advantage, its weapons are the planes. The planes are pretty good against every unit minus cruisers. So that's where I'm going to leave this. I hope I provided some insight. Like I said, I'm not, the expert, but I know a bit about the game, and it's really interesting when you really look into it all. And I might do another one of these guides later on, but I hope you guys have enjoyed my matches that I've shown. And that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for listening.